But as a marketing director, if you don't get the results you got last year, maybe you innovated, but the results aren't going to come through for another 2 or 3 years, you're probably unlikely to try that because you might not be there for 2 or 3 years' time to get the accolades.
Well, I don't think many people are there after 2 or 3 years anyway. I mean, if that's really the issue, because what I'm finding is that people are changing jobs more often now than ever before. I don't think that's really the issue. I think the issue is, can you be a success now? And if we know that we have diminishing returns, and we know that the only way to counteract that is through innovation, then you have to dedicate, even if you're going to throw that money away, to things that aren't going to work. Eventually you're going to hit on something that does work. But doing the same old thing is not going to get better results.
But wouldn't, for a lot of marketers, if they're only there for 18 months, 36 months, if they keep doing the same old thing, they're not going to lose their jobs over it because they will have gone by the time the results are in.
Yeah, okay, so then you're not going to get fired, but you're not going to make vice president either.
No, but you may move to another company and make vice president there.
Who knows, who knows. I think the message that I really want to get across is that the issue with clients is that we must educate them that they have to set aside a certain part of their budget for something completely new that they've never tried before, and give them the message of, you're going to have, and it's not a great message, but look, we're already finding that we're getting diminishing returns on this campaign. We have to try something completely different, and it might be throwing money away until we find something that works, but if it's only 10%, isn't that a good investment in the future? You know, or maybe even 5%. It's just up to us as marketeers to talk to our clients about, look, we have to do something brand new, completely innovative, completely different to try and get a better result.
From the vendor side, though, some of the account handlers might be having the argument with the CFO or the controller on who's asking, why are we getting 10% less this year than we were last year?
Well, it's not less, it's just allocated in a different way. You don't say
But it might
be
allocated to another vendor who's providing a service that the agency can't provide.
Well, it might be provided to another vendor.
And there's a catch-22 there for a lot of vendors.
That's right. Well, and if companies hear this message, and I've just spoken to 1,200 CEOs of fast-growing companies that all have advertising and marketing firms that serve them, and if they hear this message that they have to innovate, and if finally clicks on in their head, they're going to do one of two things. They're going to ask the people that are currently helping them, do you have any new ideas? Or they're going to go find somebody else that has new ideas. So I'd rather be in a position of proposing new ideas to clients rather than going to find it from someone else.
Do you think that provides an opportunity for consultants to come into a marketing organisation and affect greater change than an advertising agency can? Advertising agencies are getting much less remuneration than they were 10 years ago, and they may not have the resources to be able to research and present innovation.
It's absolutely true that advertising is less important and becoming less important than all the other marketing activities that are going on. And as that continues, there's going to be increased pressure on advertising budgets because they're not getting the same results they used to get. And where are the budgets going up? To things that you've never heard of before, that all of a sudden hit the radar as a hot new marketing trend, and bang, it takes off. Like stunt-based public relations. If you're stunt-based, producing stunts at events to get your name in front of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people. Remember a few years ago there was the streaker in the UK that had the Vodafone loan, right? Now that was one that...
the Yahoo Beach Balls.
That's right.
Some of the larger events.
Exactly, and this is a booming area. But who would have thought a few years ago that a stunt that was considered a risky event would become a mainstream marketing tool that is incredibly effective. You know, when I hear about examples, I ask companies to tell me about the most innovative thing they've done and what's been successful for them. And the results that I get from that is they're laughing as they're telling me what they did. They think it's so silly, this thing that they did. It might be an SMS campaign asking, who do you want a hot date with, or stunt-based advertising, something that they wouldn't traditionally do with their older brand.
I just read about the Oprah show where she gave away a Pontiac G6 to everyone in the audience.
Everybody in the office.
A $7 million stunt.
Yeah.
Which it's gotten worldwide press attention.
That's right. It's a perfect example. Now, you might not have that kind of money, but I mean, remember the messages on hold people at the football games with the big foam fingers, messages on hold? That's, I think, where we saw it first. Well, maybe it wasn't the first, but you saw it more and more of, at the end of the goal, people waving this thing, and they weren't a sponsor. I mean, did you see during the Olympics, there were advertisements actually run that says an official sponsor of, and it didn't say an official sponsor of the Olympics. No. They just said official sponsor of.
Oh, for LG, official sponsor of cold beer, and official sponsor of all sorts of other things to do with their products.
And there were other companies running the same thing, that they weren't official sponsors of the Olympics, but they said official sponsors, but not of what. So that's another example, and there's all sorts of examples of things that have never been tried before. They give it a go, and bang, they get this result, and they think, oh, isn't this funny? I tried this. But to find that one thing that's really going to work for your particular product, your particular company, you have to break a lot of eggs. You have to have lots of disasters before you find the thing that really works.
Oh, well, Craig, it's been an absolute delight to talk to you this morning.
Well, thanks very much.
And to have you share some of your insights into what's going to help marketers get a leap up on their competitors, and also what needs to happen within marketing departments to innovate and generate better results. Thanks so much for joining us. Craig Rispin, who's a business futurist with FutureTrends, has joined us this morning for the MetrixMedia Breakfast Briefing.